Hello, my dear students. So, welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. Yes, myself, Mr. Jay, and today I am going to start with second part for chapter number 12. Yes, we are starting with second part of chapter number 12. We have already studied the consumption function, the saving function. Today we are going to start with investment expenditure. What we are going to start with? Investment expenditure. So when I talk about investment expenditure, it is the investment done in the economy and it has two types. First is autonomous investment and second is induced investment. Okay. Now autonomous investment is the one which does not depend on income, irrespective whether the income is there or not. This is the investment which has to be done in the economy. Okay, to continue the economy for going on, we have to invest this amount. So that is my autonomous investment and it remains fixed. So the autonomous investment curve will be something like this. Okay, this is my origin, x-axis, y-axis. It remains fixed irrespective of my income, But induced investment is when I start earning, as in when the economy's income increases, the investment also increases in the economy. So this induced investment is going to be something like this. Okay, that as and when income increase, the investment also increase. Someone will say, sir, then why it does not start from origin zero? Because even at zero income, you are not investing, but as and when your income increases, initial time you are not going to invest immediately. In the beginning, you are not going to invest that amount. Okay, that you will use for your autonomous consumption repayment. So initially the investment is not going to increase, but after a certain level of income, yes, your investment increases over here. Okay. So now, my dear students, the most important topic we are going to start with is autonomous level, equilibrium level of income and output. Okay, we are trying to find the equilibrium level of income and output. For that, it has to be aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. This is your first. Second is savings is equals to investment. So you have two approaches to find equilibrium level of income, that is aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. Now, what is aggregate demand? Consumption plus investment. What is aggregate demand? Consumption plus investment. What is aggregate supply? Your income level. What is it? Income level is going to be your aggregate supply. So we have already drawn few curves previously. Let us understand what all curve we have done. Okay. Now one curve, basic, most important. This is my investment curve. Second, we have drawn the consumption curve. Okay, we are aware about two curves already, investment curve and consumption curve. Next is our income curve. What is it? Income curve. Now I told you, how do I get my aggregate demand is equals to C plus I. Please remember, why aggregate demand is equals to C plus I? It is consumption plus investment. What is it? Consumption plus investment. We already studied C plus I plus G plus X minus M. In that, this is a closed economy. What is it? A closed economy in which it will only be C plus I. So this is my C, this is my I. So in my consumption, I will add investment. So I get an aggregate demand here, a line parallel to consumption curve. is my aggregate demand. Is my aggregate demand. Okay, everyone? Yes. So I got my aggregate demand curve over here. Yes, I got it. Now I want aggregate supply. What did I say? Aggregate supply is your nothing else but your income. So this income curve which I have got, that is nothing else but my aggregate supply. Nothing else but my aggregate supply. Very simple. Aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. This is going to be my equilibrium level of income. This is going to be my equilibrium level of income. So I got my equilibrium at this point E. This is my equilibrium. Now I draw a perpendicular from here, y0. What is it? y0. Besides which, again I'll draw one more perpendicular, y1, and this side I'll draw one more perpendicular, y2. Now what do I come to know? That y1 level of income is not equilibrium income, because here aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand. Yes. Y2 level of income will not be my equilibrium level of income, because here, sorry, this one was aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply. Okay. And here aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand. So both the income y1 and y2 cannot be my equilibrium level of income, but y0 level will be my equilibrium, because here aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. Yes, aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. So this is going to be my equilibrium level of income. Okay. Now this I come to know through ADAS approach. Now let us understand saving investment approach. Savings curve, we all know, starts from negative. At one point it is 0, and then it goes negative, positive. The savings, right? It starts from negative. At this point it is 0, and then it goes positive. And again, this is my investment curve. So I get this level of income. I get this level of income as equilibrium, because here at this point, suppose if I take y1, y0 and y2, y0, y1, at y1 my investment is greater than savings. At y2 my savings are greater than investment. So they both cannot be my equilibrium. I will take y0 where savings is equals to investment. Yes, saving is equals to investment. So what do we come to know from here? Two methods. One is aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply approach. Another one is savings is equals to investment approach. Through these two methods, we can have our equilibrium over here. Okay. Yes. Now, suppose if I draw both the diagrams together. If I draw both the diagrams together. A bit of fast forward. This is my y is equals to aggregate supply. This is my investment. This will be my consumption. Consumption plus investment will be my aggregate demand. Okay. Now where aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply is my equilibrium. Before that, disequilibrium. After that, disequilibrium. Now when I draw a savings curve, again the first thing I will draw is my investment. What I will draw? Investment. Now please, very important to remember is this point. Okay. Why at this point? My consumption is equals to income. So at that point my savings will be 0. Okay. Then comes the equilibrium here at this point. Okay. So if I start my savings curve from negative, at this point it is going to be 0, and at this point saving is equals to investment, that is going to be my equilibrium. So I start my curve like this. This is my savings at 0, and this is my savings curve. Okay. I start my savings from negative. It is 0 at the point where consumption is equals to income, and then at the same point equilibrium, that means aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply and savings is equals to investment. We get both the points at the same level of income, y0. Okay, if I take this or whether I take this, both the places my savings and investment are not same. Aggregate demand and aggregate supply are not same, so they cannot be set as equilibrium level of income. Same thing we can also do with the help of schedule. Okay, we can do it with the help of schedule. Just suppose they have given me income, okay, then they have given me consumption, then I will get savings out of it, then comes my investment which I have done in the economy, and from this can I get my aggregate demand? Yes. Can I get my aggregate supply? Yes. And what is the conclusion out of it? So income they have given me as 0, 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. Okay. Consumption they have given at 0 income also there was consumption of 20. That means there is autonomous consumption. What happens? There is autonomous consumption. Then 100, 180, 260, 340 and 420. So can I get investment out of this? Sorry, can I get savings out of this? So when 0 level of income, I am consuming 20. So my savings will be minus 20. 100, I am consuming 100. So I am doing savings of 0. 200, I am consuming 180. So I am saving 20 rupees. At 300, I am consuming 260. I am saving 40 rupees, 60 rupees and 80. Investment is my planned investment they have given me, which is going to be remaining same, that is 40. What is it? 40. So yes, my dear students, are we getting equilibrium anywhere? Yes, where my savings is equals to investment. So can I see savings and investment same? Yes, over here 40 is my savings and 40 is my investment. So 300 is going to be my equilibrium level of income. But can I also find through aggregate demand, aggregate supply approach? Yes, my dear students, definitely. How do we get aggregate demand? Consumption plus investment, 60. Consumption plus investment, 140. 220. 300. 380. And 460. Okay. How do we find my aggregate supply over here? Okay. Income is my aggregate supply. So 0, 100. Okay. Then 200, 300, 400 and 500. So what was the equilibrium condition? Aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. Do I find it somewhere? Yes, over here. That means are both the condition aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply and savings is equals to investment, both the conditions fulfilled. So 300 is my equilibrium level of income. Yes, my dear students, I hope the concept what we have done here is pretty much crystal clear to all of you. If you like the video, share, follow and subscribe. Thank you so much, my dear students.